Hi everyone, I've just seen a question on on the Facebook groups asking about keeping two colours separate in your resin. Now of course what you can do is wait until the resin thickens and then pour it. That will keep two colours separate to a degree. You can use ultraviolet curing resin. There's probably a few things. I know some people use air drying clay, but I wanted to try this stuff. It's called museum gel and it's like a really clear, I mean look how clear, putty stuff. And they use it in museums for keeping the the exhibits in place, things like glass pieces and stuff like that. And it's reusable, and I don't know whether it will react with resin badly or not. It's not overly cheap, I have to say, but I thought as it's reusable, then it ought to be worth a try. Oh, it's very tactile. So let's see if from one of these coaster moulds we can keep two colours of resin separate. Oh, isn't it weird? I reckon you could make temporary moulds with this as well. Right, let's try it in here. Let's go for, should we go for a wiggly shape just because we can? It's sticking to the silicone, so I hope it'll come back off again. Yeah, seems to, but it's clinging. Now the question is, will the resin react with it? Because I know sometimes that can happen, can't it? I know plasticine definitely. Silicone reacts with. I don't think I've ever tried it with resin. So I think what we'll do, we'll pour clear in one side. Now, clearly we're going to end up with a big wide line, aren't we, here? But we're going to put clear in one side. I'll put, what should we go for? Got this lovely shimmery red. We'll put that in the other side. And then we'll see if we can still pull out the museum gel once it's cured. Put quite a lot of that. There we are. I don't know, put gold or something down the middle. This is just to see if it works. Because if you didn't want the thick line down the middle, you could just let that cure, then take the museum gel out, and then pour your other colour. But as proof of concept, this will do. And this is just a little holographic mould I got from somewhere. No idea where. Probably Amazon. And the colour is from Just For You Online. If anyone is interested, the museum gel I'll put you a link for. Because if this works, I mean, it's probably got a load of possibilities anyway. You know, for other stuff. Oh, what am I going to do with this? I'll put it in something. Yeah, so if this works, this will be quite a handy trick. But I think it's got a lot of possibilities for other things because it stays soft. It doesn't cure. I don't even know what it's made of. Should we read the box? That'd be good, wouldn't it? Removable, reusable, translucent gel used to secure priceless collections. There you go. Little balls of clear museum gel under your object. Place in place, wait for 30 minutes. Secure invisible bond is created. Clean and easy to use. So I probably should have left that a bit before I put down. Anyway, what's the instructions say here? A little leaflet about it. What is it? Temporary adhesive. Doesn't feel sticky. Yes, it's right. It feels like a gel. Roll it, squeeze it. Doesn't make your fingers feel sticky. No, it didn't. It's a plastic liquid that is thixotropic, a liquid that flows into a more solid film, thin film. It's one of the greatest unique features. It's not a runny liquid. So it takes longer to adhere than I've allowed it. Looks like they do a few different products. So if you're using it for what's intended to remove it, you twist it rather than pull it off. Looks like it's a good idea actually. So if you've got a collection of anything fragile, it shows you here, crystal glasses or anything like that, you don't want to get knocked over, then you could use it for that. Right, we're going to let that cure and then I'll pull that out. We'll see if we can put some, I don't know, glittery something in there, in that gap. And then we'll put some backing on it, I suppose. Right, I'll see you later. Right, well, I pulled out the goo and it came out fine. Mix glitter in with, I don't know. Anyway, It came out fine, though the one mistake I did make was somehow managed to peel the one piece of the, because I divided it directly in half. Half of the mould came out and some of the goo did stick to the mould. But the principle worked. It did keep the two apart. There's a bit of an edge along here where it got under the goo, but that's just down to how I'd stuck it, really. So the principle's good. Right, we're just going to run some clear along there. But I thought so we could see a really nice dividing line. We'd use some of this. Look at his stuff. It's like glitter on speed. But look at that. It's almost like actual metal flake. It's so chunky and so shiny. I don't know what it's made of. I presume it's the same sort of stuff as glitter, but I don't really know. Anyway, I'm going to just... It's one of the Rebel Glitters range. What's this one called? I think it's called Gold Shards or something. Yeah, Gold Shards. That's just for you online, that is. Let's make sure this is mixed up. And I'm just going to pour it along that join. Now, some's probably going to go under that piece that slipped out, isn't it? Yeah, it's going underneath. But I think in principle, we've kind of proven the case that would work. So that's an option for you. Whether it's a good option, I don't know. It works though, so that's good. So I think what I'll do now is just chuck some clear across the back as well. Now, that might mean that some of that gold will float up, but I think we've proven our point that the museum gel works. It's not a cheap exercise, but on the basis that it is reusable, I think that's probably actually a viable way of doing it. Anyway, I'm just going to chuck some clear on the back. Hopefully that glitter is quite heavy, so it won't float up. But I have got a little bit on my stick, so we are going to get a bit everywhere. But we'll have got the colour divide that we were after. That's the thing. So I hope this answers the question that I'd seen people asking on Facebook. I did promise to get that I would try this. I did suggest a couple of other alternatives, but I did say I would try this and let you know. Oh, the other thing is I did say just let your resin thicken up first. That's how I did this. This was just some resin that I just some leftovers that I was chucking into any old mould. But you can see how I've got a colour divide. And that was just by letting the resin really thicken before I poured it. So, yeah, that's going to disturb that in the middle, isn't it? But it separated the colours. That's what we were after. The gold's going to go all over the place now. But we have separated our red from our clear. And that's what we wanted to do. Mission accomplished. There you go. Hope that answers that question. If anybody's got any other random questions, I can't always answer them all. You know, I'm not a genius. I don't know everything, obviously. But sometimes I might have an idea. So if you've got any questions that you're thinking, oh, I'm struggling with this, just let me know and I will attempt to either answer the question or actually make a video and try something that I think might work. So there we go. Okay. I think we can already see that that's worked. Just see what the other side looks like. And make sure that... I've still got a sticky patch on the back from where that tack was. Just feels like I need to wipe it off though, so that's not a problem. But yeah, there you go. That's divided the colours up perfectly. Just going to quickly do another one. It occurred to me we might want one that hasn't got the dividing line down the middle. So here we go. Yeah, further findings. I did have to do some mould cleaning afterwards. This stuff really does stick to the silicone, which is good. But it does mean that you do end up with a bit of like a residue on your mould. But nothing that a Wonder Wipe wouldn't fetch off. So I'm just going to mix up a little bit of resin and do one side. And the way to do so that you've got no dividing line down the middle, of course, hopefully it's reasonably obvious. You just let one side fully cure, take the sticky out, then do the other side. And you should have no line in the middle. Let's see if this theory is right. By the way, glue guns can work quite well for this too. You know, your hot glue guns, those can work pretty well. So one thing I would avoid is plasticine. A couple of people have mentioned Play-Doh. I don't have any Play-Doh, so I don't know. But I do know that plasticine Silicone doesn't like plasticine at all. When you're trying, if you try to use plasticine for like a mould original, or to stick your mould frame down or whatever, where the silicone touches it, it won't cure properly. You'll end up with a sticky, horrible mess. And then when I tried it in an actual silicone mould to do this sort of thing, again, I ended up with a bit of a sticky mess. Air drying clay can work too. It just seemed to react with the silicone. The silicone really didn't like it. I ended up with a damaged surface to the mould. So yeah, just going to let this cure. It's pretty, isn't it? And then we'll take that out, and I will just chuck another colour in, which we could do half, or we could just cover the entire back. I'll see what mood I'm in when I get to that. But I'm just going for some pretty colours at the moment. Okay, so that's cured. We're just pulling the goo away. This is still the same bit of goo, by the way. It's going to end up full of glitter and stuff at some point, isn't it? But as it never actually sets, I'm just going to leave a little blob of it stuck somewhere. When I work for there we go. Sticking it on top of my pot. But look, as you can see, that's only come halfway across there. Right, let's just mix up a little bit of resin. I think I am going to... What colour should we do? What colour? Should we just fill this side with silver glitter or something? And this isn't a holographic mould, so it doesn't really matter what we do. What should we do? Let me just think. Right, we're going to mix some gilding flakes in with this resin. And we're going to chuck that on. And it won't matter if it goes all over the back, because we're going to get air to effect. But look what a perfect clean join we've got there. It's absolutely spot on, isn't it? I'm impressed with that stuff. So what I'm going to do while I'm mixing this up, I'm going to put a pinch of gilding flakes in here. Let's move this out of the way, because I know what's going to happen. The gilding flakes will go everywhere when I take the top off. That's what normally happens. It's a new pot. I'll end up gilding myself as well, because I always do. It'll go all over my gloves and everywhere, basically. So far, so good. That'll do. That'll do. You can go back in. Ooh. Right, this one will break up. I've done quite well there. I haven't made anywhere near as much mess as I normally do. Right, just going to push this all into the resin. Let's get that little bit back. There we go. And this should all just break down and be sparkly, and yeah, there we go. Just be a little bit different. There we are. Bring this back into shot. Right, I'm going to carry on stirring this up. See, there we go. We can do it without having the joining line down the middle. You just let one side cure thoroughly first. Remove your goo. Museum gel. And then away you go. There we are. We'll have a look at this when it's cured. So I'll see you in a bit. Okay, let's just demold this. I mean, we can see it's worked, haven't we? Can't we? Just want to see how pretty it is. There we go. And so we've got a perfect divide between the two colours. There we are. So, museum gel. Thumbs up. But I'm sure there's a multitude of other things we can use. Anyway, if you found this video helpful, then if you'd give me a thumbs up, that would be absolutely awesome. I'd appreciate it. Thank you very much. And if you have any other questions, as I mentioned previously, do drop them down in the comments below, or catch up with me on Facebook as well, because I'm hanging around in quite a lot of different resin groups. So if you see me on there, either in the name of Mini Scenes or Tracy Lippett, which is my full name, then feel free to fire questions at me wherever you might find me. Always happy to help. All right, take care, everyone. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. The button's down there, and of course, it's entirely free. Take care, everyone. Bye.